Good afternoon to everyone. This is my last presentation of the season 2, and my today's topic is various interpretations of the play The Birthday Party by Harold Pinter. This is my personal academic information. This is the point that I have to discuss in further slides. The brief introduction of author Harold Pinter was a British playwright, screenwriter, director, and actor, and he was also a Nobel laureate, and he won Nobel Prize in 2005. Harold Pinter was known for his distinctive writing style, which often including long pauses, silence, and repetition to convey meaning and tension. This type of uh, characteristic we can see also in the birthday party play by him. Pinter was also an outspoken political activist and was involved in various causes including human rights, anti-war efforts, and the fight against censorship. When Pinter got Nobel Prize at that time, in his Nobel Prize speech, he also told about the politics of America and England in a very harsh manner. He criticized the government who are ruling over the people in a very bad manner. The play, The Birthday Party is known for its distinctive writing style, which includes long pauses and silence and convey tension and unease. The play themes and characteristics continue to resonate with audience today. When he wrote this play after in mid 1950s. So this play first played in a theater, and after that this play is published in hard copy. So when this play played in theater at that time, very bad responses got from audience. But after that, this play is a very influence of 20th century, and nowadays it's a very important play of the 20th century. Various interpretations of the play The birthday party may have been a theatrical failure in 1958, but by the time of his death in 2008, it had become one of the most famous dramatists in the world. These are the major character of the play. Uh, Patty and Meg, they were both are husband wife, and they are landlord who gave their home for rent at sea coast of city. Stanley was a protagonist and main character of our play. In this play, Goldberg and McCann, who both are a stranger who comes to the this home, and uh, they play very significant role in this play, and they behave very bad with Stanley. In Harold Pinter's work, the infamous pauses and silence are are a major topic of this are major characteristic of this play. This play is considered as a comedy of minus and absurd play. Uh, the comedy of minus is a term coined by British playwright David Campton in 1950s. Describe a particular style of comedy. In comedy of minus, we can see it is not a direct comedy, just comedy. But we in this comedy we cannot able to laugh. So it's a minus. An absurd play is the form of theater that empathizes the irrational and illogical aspect of the human experiences. often through the use of nonsensical dialogue, surreal imagery, and disjoint plot structure. We can see this type of elements in our play, The Birthday Party. The dialogues are very unnecessary. We feel it. What is the importance of dialogue? Why these dialogues are in this play? So we have questions about the writing style and narrative style, artist and society. Stanley stands as an artist. He When he talk about his past, he say, I am a pianist and artist who, and he himself tells, I am very famous artist. And Lulu is the inspiration of an artist, as we see in the play. Political reading: Stanley, Goldberg, and McCain. Stanley was stand for a developing country, and Goldberg and McCain stand for developed nation, big nation, powerful nation. Those who have economically powerful and politically powerful nation. As we have seen at the mid of an act two, at the mid of the play, Goldberg and McCain done very brutal things with Stanley. They are irritating him, torturing him, and but Stanley has a very good willpower and he stands against him. But at the last of the play, he can't able to stand against him, and now and at the last he defeated by Goldberg and McCain. So the Stanley, the type of character stand for small countries, and Goldberg and McCain are stand for like a country like US and UK. Some says that the mature painter claiming The Birthday Party as a political play was being a terrific designation, but I would agree. This is the portion that I have copied from one article. And Billington, he was a biographer of Pinter. So he says, but I would argue that the evidence was always there as evidence of political reading of this play. The comic nature of Goldberg and McCain's heterologically actually highlights the sheer brutality and their verbal torture. Goldberg and McCain make torture upon Stanley. There is physical torture as well as mental torture. They asking bunch of questions, and their question has no meaning at all, but they are asking, and this how Stanley feels mental stress, and this type of torture are happening in this way. And Stanley was personally has some hepophobia. It is like if unknown person touches him, so he don't like it. This is the part of dialogue. Pinter's political critique: ultimately, this overlap of comedy and menace in the play serves to reinforce the sheer sizzliness of violence committed by political authority. Though those countries are powerful political background, they are always try to defeat their small countries. In the context of Nepal and Bhutan, we can see the Nepal and Bhutan both are very small country between India and China. So they are faces very problems from both their big countries for their freedom, for their individual freedom and their authority. They are suppressed by big countries as well as the use of comedy then heightens the terror and incongruity of political violence. The lack of sense and meaning threaten the individual into losing sense and meaning. This last line shows in the play the lack of sense and meaning. That is when we are go through the play, we can feel there is a senselessness is there, meaninglessness is there. They are the as a absurdity. So, a individual person also losing their sense and meaning. Spiritual and psychological reading. Stanley stands as a soul trying to get free from the cage of the body. And at that time, Goldberg and McCann stands as the agent of death, as well as psychological reading. Goldberg and McCann represent the past of Stanley's own subconscious mind, and Pinter's theater reflects the spiritual and philosophical insights of our age, and no criticism can presume the Pinterical its ultimate mysteries. Here, slides are missequenced by me. The desire to know, the desire to coherence the narrative calls up the specters of Oedipus. The right side portion is the one lady tries to know about the interpretation of, from Harold Pinter, and he wrote letter to Harold Pinter, and in this letter she wrote to Harold Pinter, "Dear sir, I would be obedient if you would kindly explain to me the meaning of your play, The Birthday Party. These are the points which I do not understand." And these are three questions written by her, and Harold Pinter replied to this lady, kindly explain to me the meaning of your letter. These are the points which I do not understand. So the same question that she is asking, this type of three question also sent by Harold Pinter in reply. Conclusion. The birthday party, through its setting, character, language, and themes, the play is interpreted the commentary of the danger of authoritarianism and lose of individuals' freedom. The character in the play can be seen the repetition, broader themes and concepts related to politics and power. At the last, when Stanley was taken from Maccan and Goldberg, at that time, the Petty, who is a landlord and husband of Meg, he was trying to stop those both people, but he was trying to refuse them to took Stanley. But at that time, they both people give him some money, so he lose his powers to stand against the power, and he accept the money and allowed to took Stanley with him. The birthday party challenged serious dramatic literature's tradition, portraits of villain and victim with complexity that demand radiation of those terms. The birthday party is in a traditional manner. We have satire, but in birthday party, it's not directly looks like satire. But when we are reading it in a different meaning, at that time we can see this is the different kind of characteristic of literature. When it's sometimes it's hard to read about those type of satire and other things. So it's a very good part and good characteristic of the 20th century literature. This is my work cited. Thank you. Now I open for question answer.
So Rajeshwari, as you described in your PPT about comedy of mirrors, so how does the birthday party use comedy of mirrors to create a sense of unease and discomfort with display of with the sense of absurdity and comedy?
Okay. How the birthday party used comedy of minors to create a sense of unease and the discomfort, as we have seen in movie adaptation of this play, and in original play, the birthday party itself a comedy of minus, because of there is a unseen and discomfort. The character of this play are always in some type of discomfort, and when we are seeing their activities, we can feel it is nonsense, nonsensical activities. We can't justify it as a normal human. So this type of characteristics create a discomfort for reader, and as well as for whom though are watching movies, and uneasiness. So it's as stands as a comedy of meanness.
Just one more. Can you find any difference between adaptation and birthday party?
Yes, there is always this type of a difference between movie adaptation and original play. So it's always better to go through the original play. When in class we are watching this this movie adaptation, at that time some dialogues from the characters are quite different from original play, not at all different, but some things are different, and some in movie adaptation we can feel the music. So with the music we can feel some type of particular feeling, but when we are reading original play, at that time music and sounds are not there, so we have to assume by our own self. So this type of differences are always happening in any not for only this, but any movie adaptation and original literature. Thank you.